Hello everybody, and welcome back to another World of Warships replay. This time I am in the Atago, which is a new premium Japanese tier 8 cruiser. It replaced the Kitakami pretty much. It doesn't have nearly as many torpedoes, but it's, I guess, a lot easier to maintain a balance with this ship, because the Kitakami was just a torpedo boat, and if it got spotted, it would die. This ship has 5 guns and I think it's 4 torpedo tubes, or well, 4 torpedo launchers, each with 4 tubes. So you have 2 on each side of the ship. It has a scout plane, and it has defensive firing power for the destroy airplanes. And this is also my first time playing on this match. I haven't played this game that often because, well, I've been really busy with school. So, once the open beta actually happened, I decided to play again. You know, I have a little bit of free time, so I decided to go ahead and record this. This is my my most recent game in the Atago. I haven't done a video of the Atago yet because, well, I've had it for maybe 2 days and haven't had enough time to actually test it out yet. Funnily enough, my first game in the Atago, I didn't spawn into the match until after my ship blew up. It took me 9 minutes to spawn into the match, and I had no idea why. Every match after that, I load in maybe a minute into the game. I think this one I loaded like maybe 70 seconds after the game started, but you know, not enough time for the enemies to actually get to me. And just so you guys know, open beta did reset all of our progress to the game. I have to work my way back up to the I think I had just unlocked the Kagero last time I played during the closed beta, but I don't remember actually getting to unlock anything for it, so I don't think I played it enough to actually get used to the ship. Right now I'm at the tier 4 Japanese destroyer, but I'm really liking the Atago, so I might just keep the Atago until I have enough free XP to unlock the Minakaze at least. Because the Minakaze is a great ship. So, the distance, or the maximum range of the turrets of this ship is about 15.8 meters. That can be increased or decreased depending on buffs and debuffs. But I had originally I had high explosive rounds equipped, so I went ahead and fired all of those, and then I switched to armor piercing, and as you can see, I got 3 Citadel hits against that ship and just ultimately destroyed them. I switched back to high explosives because they're better for longer range attacks, but you know, of course I would end up shooting an island in the middle of nowhere. I ended up doing that a lot this round, or this match. There is another ship that I got as part of the being in the beta. I got the USS Arkansas battleship. Or Arkansas Beta battleship or something like that. I think that's what it's called. I actually like it. It's a tier 4 battleship, US. It's not as good as the Congo. So it's fun to play, but just the Congo is so much funner. Or more fun. And yeah, my shots that I just fired hit that island, so. So yeah, I mentioned earlier that this is my first time playing on this match. I've never played on it before. And I pretty much only stay at the cap the entire time because, well, I was trying to stay with my fleet. And then The entire enemy fleet did, well, like half the enemy fleet was like on this side of the match, or the map, so had no reason to go anywhere else, really. If I did, I was going to be alone, and I'd probably run into the other half of the enemy fleet, and yeah, it wasn't going to be pretty. But the enemy, I think it was the enemy Lexington, was only equipped with dive bombers. I have no idea why he was only using dive bombers. And all of these miss, I think. Yeah, it's just short of it. The best thing about high explosives against battleships at long range is that it's easy to catch them on fire. Or at least I think it's easier to catch them on fire with high explosive than it is to catch them on fire with high explosive at short range. I don't know if that's true, but usually I use high explosives for long distance and armor piercing for shorter distance. And then when my allies pinged the map, I realized that there were some enemies heading to the B camp, and I decided to go ahead and let my allies take care of that battleship, and decided to turn around and go back to base. I'd assumed that the light cruiser and or just the cruiser and the battleship right here would, you know, help me come back here. I was coming back to assist them, but the battleship never actually turns around. At least I don't think he does. I don't remember him actually assisting in this. But that is an enemy Cleveland, not anime Cleveland. That's something completely different. There's another enemy cruiser. The enemy Atago, or one of the enemy Atagos, is coming through the channel right there. I was hoping that this would hit, but it didn't. And I can't really hit him right now because he's behind that giant rock. However, I do manage to sink this guy. And I have no idea why, but this replay seems to be lagging quite a bit. And it's not like I changed the settings or anything, so it should all be the same. Anyway, I managed to hit the tip of the enemy Atago, and then decided maybe I can hit it with some torpedoes, but then I saw on my screen that it was turning, but then I saw some battleships coming towards the cap, so I was hoping that the battleships would turn into the cap and maybe my torpedoes would hit them. The torpedoes actually have a distance or a range of 10 kilometers, so they're actually really good.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
I'll just go ahead and spoil it now, but I don't think I get a single torpedo hit this entire match, but I'm also not really a torpedo ship anymore. This is like a mini battleship with torpedoes on it. So I meant to shoot things, not blow them up with torpedoes. Torpedoes is like a last stand type of thing. If I like get really close to an enemy, I'm like gonna die, just launch torpedoes. And then I noticed that an enemy warspite's coming through me. And it actually did quite a bit of damage on me. Well, really, all three of the enemy battleships. So I pinged the map just to let the enemies, or let my allies know that we have a problem. I'm by myself. That one battleship that I thought I was going to help decided to run away, or decided not to bother with these guys. And my ally cruiser that was over here is dead. So there's 3 battleships in me. However, our allies have completely decimated the enemy's western flank. And they're now swooping back in to, or at least a couple of them seem to be swooping back in to get C. However, I don't think that actually, I don't know if they actually do manage to get C in time or not. But that's spoilers. You'll see what happens. I just keep firing high explosives at the enemy battleships because I'm at a long distance. I don't think I'm going to hit them with AP, but if I catch them on fire, it'll do a lot of damage over a long period of time. And I caught them on fire again, so that was pretty good. At least I believed it was pretty good. It's only at about this time that I realized that the enemy destroyer is now in our other cap. I decide, oh, maybe I should deal with him. So I start turning my guns, and, well, I fire them. I don't hit them at all. But somehow the Mutsuki, which I think that's a Mutsuki, yeah, Mutsuki, wasn't able to dodge 2 torpedoes from a carrier. I think he must not have been paying attention at all to anything except trying to get some torpedo shots off of the battleship.
Our victory is in sight.
And as such, he just ended up dying because, you know, wasn't paying attention. Now the Mutsuki is a terrible destroyer, but it's still pretty fast, so I think it's kind of bad not to be able to dodge torpedoes, at least not being able to dodge all but 1 torpedo from a spread of torpedo bomber torpedoes. Because the torpedo bombers did not drop the torpedoes that close to the ship. Anyway, we're still in the lead, but the match could still, or rather, when I say still in the lead, I mean we finally got the lead because we kept destroying their ships. We destroyed one of their cruiser, or not cruisers, carriers, and I think they had another battleship up there that we destroyed. I wasn't really paying attention, only paying attention to what's on my actual screen, not the map. So that's the enemy Atago, I believe. Yeah. The enemy Atago also has 2 battleships with him.
The enemy is about to win.
And I made a huge mistake here in that I am not really at the greatest angle to be shooting at him. I am actually sailing in the opposite direction of him sailing, so I wasn't taking into account that he was getting further away from me. So, because of that, I kept missing. But about here, I start turning, because I'm like, oh, right, I can't hit him if he's out of my range. And I'm shooting at my maximum range right now. But now I decided to go and deal with the New York. This is the New York that I caught on fire several times earlier. I think it is, anyway. And I decide maybe I should go and deal with him. So I start shooting I shut this out, and, well, the score is so high that I ended up finishing him off. And that's the end of the match.